How many bikinis can you get into one suitcase? Honestly, Tits, I'm shoving them in.
Well, I mean, they are quite the cover-up, aren't they? So you've got a bit of fabric there to put them in. But how many do you need? You are back and forth. To say, as someone who's never done a gig outside the country, you're sure travelling a lot, Miss Georgie.
She's a busy girl. I'll tell you about it in the episode, shall I?
All right, let's get going.
Tits.
Oh, that plain air conditioner has not done wonders for your skin. You look like a right mess.
Honestly, I actually walked into a Spanish supermarket last week and someone just shouted the word prune.
They actually spoke fluent English, yeah.
Yeah.
What were you doing in Spain? Where were you?
I've actually, Tits, just come back from the glamorous, some might say exclusive, others might say cheap UK holiday destination of Gran Canaria, the gay capital of Spain.
How was that? In Maspalomas?
Yes, I was in Maspalomas. Of course, I was out there doing a little giggy wiggy.
Oh, cute.
But I don't work out of the UK, you nasty
So
cat.
this means you've done a gig outside of the UK?
I've done many gigs outside the UK. You just don't pay attention to me, Mr. Tikaka.
What were you doing out in old Gran Canaria?
Oh, I was bouncing around, doing a little bit of what some might say, and I'm not afraid to say it, that I am the bear community, one of their favourite drag queens, and of course it was Bear Week, and I had a fabulous time.
Fab. Well, speaking of which,
the beard does it.
The beard does help.
it.
But speaking of which, what you're wearing? What the hell have you got on? Because it's not Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You are Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. You stupid bitch. Yes, I am actually dressed as Goldilocks. So on top, it's more Gingerlocks. It's Gingerlocks.
Yeah, okay.
On top,
more burnt Goldilocks. Yeah.
Yes, very much so. It's more, if I was at Luton Airport about a month ago, I'm in the car park.
A plane's crashed.
A plane has crashed. But if you imagine, I don't want to bring it up on the podcast because I know Yangy Wangy listens.
Oh, right.
But if you imagine Wendy's, the wig that she wears, it's kind of like that.
But orange.
And then it's a lederhosen, obviously, because it was set in Germany, the Three Little Bears.
Right.
It's kind of, some might say, covered from head to toe in porridge.
Oh, right, yeah.
But actually, that's just sick, because people were just walking past me, seeing me throwing up. Sick. It was so strange.
Yeah.
Being sick.
Oh, dear.
On the bottom, of course, I have got a very, very glamorous pleaser.
Mm-hmm.
And in the glass bit, Titty, I sometimes like to put things in there.
You do like to mix it up a bit,
yeah. I've actually just got some miniature figurines of, the man from Quaker Oats porridge. I've got mini figurines of him. And he's kind of swimming about in some wet porridge.
Oh, nice.
So
I love that. Yeah, you look fabulous.
Yeah, thank you, Tits. And I quite like what you're wearing. I've not actually seen you wearing something quite so coarse and hard before. Explain that to us.
Well, coarse being the operative word, and if you just add a T on the end, corset, yes, she is cinched to the gods,
Mama.
She is being pulled in, the ribs are bruised.
For the first
bloody time. Yeah, she's corseted, she's heavily rhinestoned. It's a kind of purple iridescent-y, the purpley greeny look.
Yes.
We had fun with Halloween last week. I'm still kind of bringing it into November now. For me, Halloween is every day when you look like this. And so it's a lovely purple corset moment. Naturally a thigh-high Laduca. You don't see them.
You don't.
I got it custom made. On the hair, a blonde updo, and it actually keeps catching the fire alarm, the little fire alarm things on the ship. So I've got to be careful. The sprinkler system.
Oh, well, it's difficult, especially for a woman of your size.
Of my stature.
Some might say man.
Well, yes. Quite. I am, 7 foot without the shoes, so I've got to be ducking around everywhere. So that's been a bit of a nightmare, really. But other than that, quite the classic glam titty look.
Yeah, well, I think you look lovely, Tits, but of course no one's ever going to see it.
That's right. Why is that?
Well, you would say it's because I don't run the Instagram properly, but I would say it's because neither of us can afford camera phones. We've both got Nokias, so there's no pictures.
we've got 2 Motorola Razors pre-camera.
Yes.
Pre-camera.
And that's that, so don't expect it.
Right.
Don't expect it.
Don't
you
expect
shouldn't
a
expect
picture 'cause
anything
you'll
in
never get
life.
them. That's right, and then you won't be disappointed.
You won't be disappointed.
Well, speaking of being disappointed, come on, tell us what's next.
Splash. Well, Tits, I have just had a very glamorous working holiday in Gran Canaria. And for the first time,
Yes.
I think ever... well, no, that's not true. I have stayed in one before, but it wasn't as nice as this one. I stayed in a gay, lesbian only resort. Vista Bonita. I mean, this is not an advertisement, but it was lovely. Vista Bonita in Gran Canaria, in Mas Palomas.
Oh, lovely.
And it was gorgeous. And not only was it gorgeous, and I didn't know this before I got there. It was a nudist resort.
Well, I was just going to say, is this a
Nudist
clothing optional resort situation? Because
It
how
is.
did that go down?
Well, actually it didn't go down too well because I got me cock out and it got stuck in one of the filters.
Oh,
well,
dear.
yeah, when it's this big, darling, what do you
yeah.
expect? Sling it over my shoulder, shall I? But
Use it as a pool float.
yeah, actually...
Use it as a pool
noodle.
Yeah.
Some might, take the foreskin and put it over the whole pool at night and it's a pool cover.
Oh, Christ.
You could put it up over your head and use it as a shower cap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Banana boat. Anyway, that's enough of that. No, it was fabulous though. And you know what was nice?
Yeah.
Is I do find sometimes...
Actually being paid for a gig.
yeah, being paid for a gig. But what I do quite enjoy is normally I find if you put a lot of gay men into a resort, let's say, they could be quite judgmental or catty or bitchy tits. But actually this particular group on this week, and there was a few lesbians, they were there.
Right.
They ruled the world and
I'll
they were
allow
there.
it.
I'll allow it. I did see some vaginas. Actually everyone was lovely. I picked the right week. It was fab. I got on with everyone. We all sat around the pool chatting, having nibbles.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't talk about that on the pod.
Well.
And sangria, and I love those
about
lemon beers.
Sangria in Spanish in Spain.
Yes, in
Sangria
Spanish.
in Spain.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Spanish.
Well, actually, sangria in Spanish is sangria.
Wild.
So,
but what I mean is in Spain it just
mad.
tastes different. You can get sangria from Tesco's in England.
Some might get it from Aldi,
Some might get the Jew, but it's not going to taste the same as a fresh sangria in Spain.
Lovely.
With a bit of ice in the pool.
Fruit,
living your dream.
bit of fruit.
Yes, and that's you.
That's me, darling. But have you ever had the white sangria? That's nice. So it's like a peachy white sangria. Oh, Tits, you would really like it, I think. It's delicious.
We'll have to do a crew mess with that. We'll have to get some sangria next time.
I tell you what, the next time we record, we're going to be back together in the same room, aren't we, Tits?
And we'll have a glass of sangria.
And we'll have a glass of sangria. It's going to be so glamorous. I can't wait. But yeah, Gran Canaria was fab. The Yumbo. Have you been to Gran Canaria, Tits?
The Yumbo Centre. I went to the first Winter Pride. This is way back when. It must have been 16, 17. Yeah, I was in the first Winter Pride at the Yumbo Centre.
It's honestly not changed. It doesn't matter.
I can imagine.
Nothing ever changes. And actually, a queen that I used to go and I used to love watching her, Michael Maruli, she's no longer there.
Maruli on Drag Race?
Because she's on Drag Race, yeah. But she used to be a favourite at Ricky's bar, which is also upgraded and moved downstairs.
Is it still Ricky's, though?
It's still the same old Ricky's, darling. It's still Ricky's.
Because some of my favourites from Ricky's is Hell on Earth.
Hell on Earth is so funny. Her teeth. I'm obsessed with her massive teeth.
Teeth and eyebrows. Incredible. And she's not there now. She's in England. But Miss Courtney Jackson, a very close friend of mine, she was there. She was there for a few years when I went to visit. Incredible.
Well, the funny thing is I actually had flash into my future because at about 3 p.m. I walked through the Yumbo to meet my friend. Yeah. And I walked past one of the bars. It's called Voulez-Vous, and they do like an afternoon bingo in there. And they rotate the queens that do it. But this
You mean
queen,
they actually rotate them
been.
on the chair, or they rotate them schedule-wise?
So they just keep spinning them.
Right.
They like a kebab.
Right.
Yeah. They actually just shove a kebab up their ass and do it that way.
Just spin them round, yeah.
Honestly. But it was so funny because she was sat in this chair and it looked like she had not got off this chair for about 5 to 7 days.
Yes.
And she had this huge purple rinse wig.
Fab.
This huge wig. And she had this heavy, and she was sweating.
It's sweating.
This heavy sequin dress on, and these huge jewellery, so old school.
Incredible.
I mean, she looked gorgeous. She probably was in her 60s.
Yeah.
Leather skin.
Amazing.
And you look at her and you expect to hear, we all know the voice.
Oh, yeah,
and she picks up the microphone. She's at 3 and 9, 30 bloody 9. And I had to stay there. I was waiting for my friend and she was late. And I honestly stood there for about 15 minutes just listening to her. And the joy she brought me, she goes, Jap's eye, number 1. Very, very tight. Jap's eye, number 1. She's so funny. And when it got
that's drag.
She got to 69 and she went, 6 and 9, mil for 2, hairy fucking view. And I just, honestly, it was brilliant. The microphone is so painfully loud, but they're all sat in there dobbing. And it's not even gay people sat there, it's the people from the holiday resorts that have got sick of Red Coat Sally doing the old boring bingo.
Let's go and do drag bingo down at the Yumbo.
But I thought to myself, if I have to live in Gran Canaria when I'm 60 and call numbers every now and then to make a bit of cash, I'm fine with it.
There's worse places to be, I'm sure.
Yeah. Blackpool.
To
start.
Right. Well, where are you off to now?
Well, I'm actually...
You're packing your bags. Where are you going now?
I am... You've actually caught me. You said, let's record before you go on your next holiday. And I said, I will. Bless Titty.
Well,
she's still bloody working hard. I know. So I thought to myself...
You're on your 7th holiday of the week.
It's a nightmare. I know, I can't help myself. But I'm actually off to Brazil, Titty Kaka.
Land what to do in Rio when you can't even
When you can't PO, darling, that's what they say. Well, no one says that. But actually, I am going to Brazil because this was originally booked a long time ago when I was with my ex-boyfriend.
This is quite sensitive.
Not too sensitive, it's okay. Yeah. Not as sensitive as Jap's eye and the Yumbo. But so I was going to meet his family because he came to England to meet my family. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. But I thought, you know what? I'm not wasting the miles. I'm not wasting...
You paid for the flight. Yeah, you don't want to miss that flight meal. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's especially the meal, if I'm honest, and the Pret in the airport,
Yeah, true.
But I have to tell you, Tits, I'm so excited because you know very well that my biggest... drag icon, I look just like her, and my favourite pop star in the whole world is Pablo Vittar.
Yes.
And I adore her so much. I mean, I'm actually joking because our drag styles couldn't be more on the opposite scale.
Right.
With that said, I love her, and I'm going to see her in Rio.
Oh, fab.
It's going to be fab.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait to tell you all about it. I will go.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So I'm off to Brazil. I'm actually flying tomorrow. So I just thought, I do my last minute packing. You've got bikinis, wax strips.
All the essentials.
Multiple heels.
Yeah.
And this, that, and tilly whack.
Oh.
So it's very exciting, really.
Fab.
Yeah, fab. But I will say, Titch, you need a holiday, my darling. We're never nice to each other on this podcast, but you've worked so hard. You need a holiday.
I'm running on fumes at this point, let me tell you. And I will announce to the listener that she is going off grid for Christmas and New Year's Eve. She's going to be in Bali in Indonesia. Don't fucking talk to me. I'm having a break.
She's having a break. And we actually will still have episodes coming out, don't worry, but they're all going to be done all within time.
They'll probably done pre-recorded,
Pre-record. Miss Georgie Porgy might even do a bit of editing. You never know. You never know.
She bloody needs to. Right.
So it's all very exciting, really, in our personal lives, isn't it?
It's all go, yes.
Go, bloody go. No, it's very exciting.
Splash.
Oh. Well, Tits, it's the time of the episode where we go all anonymous. We're
going to take the crew staircase down to deck 1 because we are going below
deck. And of course, this is the part of the episode when myself and Miss Titty Kaka hear a scandalous submission from one of our listeners. Scandalous.
Yes.
And these are all onboard cruise ships or boats or yachts or ferries or dinghies,
pool noodles,
rubber rings,
life boys.
Yeah. And we, just read it out and then have a little chat about it. And it is completely anonymous, and it's definitely not from the cruise line that we are affiliated to.
Absolutely not.
And this one comes in and it says, I am a broadcast manager on board quite a large ship.
Ooh.
In fact, one of the largest ships
I wonder what that
in the
bloody
world.
does.
I know. What does that bloody do?
Yes.
She tells us.
Oh.
And I manage all of the content on the app. Okay, so they're the app manager.
Right.
Just say that.
Yeah.
Just say that.
Just tell us.
And recently I had some quite tasteful nudes taken for my husband who lives on land.
Oh dear.
And as I'm updating the app, I meant to put in a picture of a bikini on a model for the bikini sale that was down on deck number 4.
Right.
And by mistake, with a flick of the wrist, I accidentally put one of my personal lingerie photos onto the app. And no one noticed for a whole day until I was walking through the middle of the ship and someone says, oh, look, it's the girl from the app.
Oh dear.
Well, there you
have
go.
it. Well, that'll learn you. Well,
Well, we've actually got the picture, and she looks fabulous. So I don't blame her. I would have put it on the app
Would you
too.
go to the event?
I would go to the event.
it's a bloody
Actually,
lovely.
that event is where I brought some of the bikinis that I'm bringing with me to
Yeah.
Brazil.
And I'd just say, love, do what everyone else does and stick it in your hidden folder.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Honestly, I could not agree more.
There we go.
Well, Tits, there you go. That's our below dick.
That's
If you'd
right.
like to send us a below dick, you can do by anonymously messaging us. We'll know who you are, but no one else will.
Yeah, we'll not
on
tell
Instagram.
anyone else.
No, we won't tell anyone else. At Up the Aft.
That's right. Send us a message and Georgie won't get back to you.
I won't. And something else I was going to say to you, Titty,
Yeah.
is if there's anything you'd like me to bring for Titty to try as part of our crew mess snack of the week situation,
Well-
either from the UK or something we can get in the US for me and Titty to try, send us a little message
Send
and
us a
we'll
little
try and
message.
seek it out and we'll find it.
And because we're so international, if there's anything from your country that you think, oh, they have to try
Yes.
this, that they can't get, we'll get it. Don't you worry about that. We'll stick it in our gob, give it a suck, and we'll give you our review.
Sounds fabulous. There you
Yeah.
go. So, Titty, also, I wanted to tell you something about my gallivanting, my travels.
Crikey.
Because I recently got to spend some time in Athens.
Mm-hmm.
I love Athens, and I know you agree, don't you?
Athens holds a very special place in my heart. Yes.
I love it there. And one of the things I've got to recently is I like to say I'm a bit of a reviewer.
Oh.
A reviewer of gay saunas, Tips.
Right.
A reviewer of the gay saunas. And I have to tell you, Athens has the most fabulous sauna. Oh. Now, if there's any listeners out there that don't know what a gay sauna is, basically it's a place for men to go, get their kits off. It's men only normally.
Have a soak in the jacuzzi.
Have a soak in the jacuzzi. There's lots of different sections. Some of them are a bit dark and you might accidentally get fondled with or on purpose. Tits, the one in Athens is fabulous.
Ooh.
Every floor has a different theme.
So you've got to walk upstairs.
There is stairs, but there's a lift.
How were you with the stair? That's my question, because I know you struggled sometimes with the stairs coming from deck 2 where you used to live.
Yes. Well, what I do is I actually, first of all, fuck you, Titty. I actually took the lift.
Right.
Yeah, and I got carried a few times by big Greek men.
Crikey. Oh, well, thank you, Stavros.
Thank you, Stavros,
Yes.
and Flatley.
Oh, no.
Oh, they were from Cyprus.
Right,
Oh well,
right.
same thing.
Oh, lovely.
Same thing.
Well, that's on the old bucket list.
It's not, well, don't call me that.
You
first
were
of
the
all.
bucket, yeah.
You
Right,
you
anyway.
nasty cow.
Yeah.
I love it. Me and Titty do that all the time. We tell the same joke in a different way.
But mine's usually the funny way, and yours is just copying. Right.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay,
So if you
moving
would
on.
like to message me privately at Miss Georgie Paul G
What's the name?
UK.
What's the name? And you'll tell the name of the sauna for.
Well,
me.
no, I'll say it now. Alexander Sauna, I think it's called.
Oh.
But if you have a sauna near you, whatever country you're in, message me, Miss Georgie Paul G UK, and I'll come and review
Oh, and you
it.
can be the review.
That's my new job.
We'll have a sauna review section on the podcast.
Yes.
I love that.
Can you imagine? Bloody
On 1 to
hell.
10, what would you rate Alexander's
Okay,
sauna?
let's have some sections. First of all, cleanliness.
Yeah,
I
what
would
did you
rate
give it,
it
cleanliness?
an 8 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
It was quite nice.
Yeah.
Facilities,
Fab.
10 out of 10.
ADA approved.
They had
Fab.
everything. The last one, of course, Men,
Talent.
a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for talent.
10 out of 10 for talent. So there you go. So if you're in Athens and you're a man, you should probably be gay, if I'm honest, as it is a gay sauna.
That probably would help.
Yeah, probably would help. Get yourself in there.
Oh, fab. Well, there you go. Heard it here first. Hot off the press. Alexander Sauna, Athens.
Fab, fab, fab.
Now, Miss Georgie, I don't know. It's a very special day today, and I don't think you'll realise why, because you're not really the best of memory. But this episode is coming out live for everyone, all of our listeners. And just cast your mind back maybe about a year ago.
Right.
What were we doing about a year ago? Because I can guarantee episode 1, Slut for a Cheeto, broke the internet.
Yes.
You know, we're number 75 in Thailand.
Yeah, we are.
Episode 1, Slut for a Cheeto, was published on November the 11th, 2022. So we are a year on.
A year
on from Up the Aft. You've had a whole year of Up the Aft. There's been ups, there's been downs. We've had special guests, we've had not so special guests, and we've had Bob. And it's been a year.
It's been a whole year.
Happy anniversary, Miss Georgie.
Happy anniversary. And the funny thing is, I don't think we've ever spoken about why we started doing Up the Aft.
And
it's hilarious because me and Tits met not really as Miss Georgie Porgy and Titty Kaka. We just met as you know, out of drag. What do you call that? Muggles. And we very quickly realised that we had a rapport.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, is this going to be a friendship or is it going to be a business? And we went down the business line.
Yeah. But it's very much not a friendship.
No, it's not a friendship. But I have to say, Up the Aft brings me so much joy. And a year later, we're still doing it, and we've been very consistent, haven't we, Tits?
Every week, we've not missed a week.
Not missed a week.
So I will say, I'd just love to do a lovely little award ceremony,
right?
If you don't mind. I've just got a few, not many awards, but just for the year on, to kind of establish, the year we've had. And the first award, and this is most likely to not update the Instagram account.
Yeah.
And this is actually awarded to Miss Georgie Porgy.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I've actually got an award as well, Tits.
Okay.
And this one is most likely to be the talent on the podcast.
Right.
And this one goes to Miss Georgie Porgy.
Oh, wow, a clean sweep so far.
Clean sweep.
Well, up next in the category of, podcast, this one is most likely to let Miss Titty Kaka do all the work and not contribute whatsoever. And the nominees for this one were Miss Georgie Porgy.
Right.
And the winner is, I can reveal, Miss Georgie Porgy.
Oh my God, thank you so much. And the next award is actually quite a special one, really.
Yes. Yeah.
And it does make me a little bit emotional. And this one is most likely to actually never be in drag when we say we're in drag at the beginning. Right. And this goes to both Miss Titty Kaka and Miss Georgie Porgy.
Clean sweep. I love that. And we've got one vote. So that's all the main awards we do have, with this being, the first ceremony annual Up the Afties. We're going to call it every November the 11th, I think, really. And this category is best guest.
Okay.
Best guest act we've had. And the nominees, let's go through them. We've had Jake. Jake's been on direct from Down Under.
Yes.
We've had Lady McSwiggan, Callum McSwiggan.
Yeah.
We've had Bob most recently. Harriet was on. We did quite a big category this one, so I don't know who's going to take it. And we had DJ Billy Andrews.
Yes.
Amongst a few. We've had Yangi Wangi's Fart.
Oh, of course.
We've had the original Wendy from the Wendy's chain. And the winner is... It's our resident sexologist, Dr. Anya, direct from the crypt. Yes. She stole the award for best guest. That's right.
She did do well. She left us a voice note. One day we're actually going to have her on the poddy and just let her.
We will.
Really go loose.
She did actually do an acceptance speech, because obviously she can't be here to collect the Afty. And here it is.
Hello, it's me, Natalie. I just want to say thank you so much for me up the after. I really appreciate it, because I've not been able to take nothing up the aft since the stuff that Aldi Cucumber up there in 2009. So it's the first time I've ever won anything, really. So thank you so much.
Honestly, it's our pleasure. There we are,
Yeah.
Dr. Anya, direct from the
crypt.
Yes. Well, that's it. That's your annual Up the Afties. Tune in next year
to see if we're still here. One of us might be dead. You never know.
If you keep going with your lifestyle, it's probably going to be you. Right, moving on.
Tits, I think I can see something floating in over your left shoulder there.
Oh, quick, get it, quick.
Well, Tits, I think it might be our message in a bottle. What do you think?
I think it is. That's it. Get that scroll out, read that message.
And this one says, "Hiya girls, my name is Jane and I'm from Burnley."
Hiya, Jane.
Oh, Burnley. Hiya, Jane. I wanted to write in and ask for your advice.
Right.
I recently started a job being a manager of a charity shop and I absolutely love it. Are you sure your name's not Sue Talk Manager?
Manager.
I work with a lot of older girls and I love hearing their stories, and honestly, we have a right laugh.
Yeah.
This says, I need to talk to you about one of the women I work with. Her name is Edith, and I can say her name because I'm pretty sure that she doesn't listen to a crazy podcast with two insane drag queens. Well, you never know.
Well, you never know. That's right.
Every time recently I've checked something that she's priced up or cleaned, there's always something wrong with it.
Oh dear.
And when I say wrong, I mean awful. I've found, to this date, I found a lock of someone's hair in the coat pocket.
Oh dear.
I have found a load of old cigarette butts in a gilet.
Ooh.
And most recently, I found multiple huge dog shits in different men's trouser pockets.
Right.
Which all have the same bag. So they've all got the same dog shit bag. And suspiciously, she has a huge greyhound.
Oh dear.
What do? I know she's doing it, but as a charity shop, we can't afford CCTV, and I've really got no way of proving it. Well, this sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Jane from Burnley.
But...
Burnley. And have you actually had much experience? Because I know that I have a friend, and she posted it on TikTok and it went semi-viral, and she brought a Jack Wills jacket for her son in a charity shop, and in the pocket was a dog poo in a bag.
Way.
Yes.
That's outrageous. Surely the stuff gets checked when they get taken into the charity shop though, right?
Well, you'd think so, but what makes me even more uncomfortable is they normally steam everything. So were they steaming the shit?
Well, that's a steamed bag of dog shit, that, isn't it?
That is, darling.
Yeah.
I would say what I would do is I would pair her up with someone you trust. And the other thing I would say is I don't think it's dog shit, Titty.
Oh dear.
I think it's Edith shit.
Yeah, maybe. That's a possibility.
And the only way you're going to know the difference,
Well, it's the taste,
it's the taste.
isn't
It's
it?
the taste.
Yeah.
So she's going to have to warm them up in a microwave and give it a taste.
Well, there you go. That's our advice.
That's our
what
advice.
you need to do.
You need to catch her out. You need to catch her doing the act.
You do.
Not the shitting. Don't worry about the shitting.
Hide behind the shelf while she's got the label gun on her.
Yeah.
Ragging out her hand. You're doing it wrong, Edith. How many more times? No more shit in the pockets.
No more shit in the pockets.
Job done.
And at the end of the day, can you really be fired from being a volunteer? And if you have to kill her, you have to kill her.
Well, there you go. If the dysentery doesn't get her before from shitting in the pockets, there you go.
There you go.
Well, if you do need some advice, you can send us a message on Up the Aft. Georgie won't reply because they forgot the password to the Instagram account, but someone will probably get back to you. There we go.
Yeah, one of our assistants.
And we will be here for all of your needs. Any advice?
Anything like that.
No matter how big, how small.
A bit like Edith shit, dog shit. But yeah, write in and we will answer all your qualms. And alternatively, they can also find us on Instagram, can't they, Titty? Where can they find you?
You can find myself at Titty_car_.
_ because she's very underwhelming. And you can find me at Miss Georgie Porgy UK.
Because she's only done one gig outside the country. It was in Gran Canaria and she didn't get paid. She actually paid them. That's right. So please send us a message, review. Give us a 5-star review. That's it. That'll really help us out on the old podcast app.
Yes.
And yes, we will be back in 2 weeks' time with a brand new episode of Up the Aft. 1 year in. Cheers, girlie. Get your
Cheers,
champagne
girl.
out.
Get your champagne.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. See you then. Bye.
We anchor and hoist the sail.
Good afternoon and a very good evening to the listeners of Up the Aft podcast. My name is Dr. Anya Maddox. On behalf of Up the Aft podcast, I would like to say a huge, ginormous, wet, juicy thank you to those that voted for me for the number one guest caller-inner on the podcast. To say that this has been a highlight of my career is merely an understatement. This has been a highlight of my career. And I am so grateful to be able to join my two fucking fabulous friends on this podcast and listen to them with such joy and happiness. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Mwah.